Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies.
I mean, it's better than Deimos rubbing his sweaty hands all over your face.
Who says they're sweaty?
Just like
oh, they're just damp.
Sure what
No,
to say.
he'd have really nice dry hands.
So Deimos' hands are smooth, delicate, capable of administering.
Nobody asked you.
Alec, buddy.
A little gay.
Alec, buddy. Well, surely you don't want to disturb the dead.
No, but if the things are like laying next to them and they're not using them.
Taffy, that's disturbing the dead.
No, disturbing the dead's going up to them and being like, "Hello, wake up. Wake up."
Is there any chance that you can prove that there's something useful in here?
Yes?
How so?
I literally detect magic.
Well, not everything that's magical is useful.
What's
Think of all
with
the
that
petty
tone, Alec?
the petty spellcasters that run around Absalom. You'll see Alec kind of peek his own eyebrow and move over to where some of the lockboxes are. He reaches under, finds one, pulls it up, and brings it to the table. And when he first opens it, it appears as though it's empty, but he feels around the inside, pauses, and then takes a key from his belt and puts a key into a hidden compartment. Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. I'm your GM Chris, and today we'll dip our toes into multiclassing. Now, old hands may already know the term, but to multiclass in a tabletop RPG means to take abilities from a class different than your starting class when you level up. And depending on the game system, there can be several requirements before a character can even take abilities from a different class. Now, in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, this classic method of gaining abilities outside your base class is going to follow a different type of structure. In other systems, after you meet various requirements, your character will eventually gain a second class. For example, let's say you have a smart fighter who also wants to cast wizard spells. When they reach second level, they could take a level of wizard, and then there'll be a first level fighter and a first level wizard with their total character level at 2. The next time that they would level, that player could choose to either gain a second level in one of their current classes, or they could choose to go for a new one. Now, there's a lot of fun builds that this kind of legacy system can perform, but when your characters start getting to higher level, the complexity can start to become overwhelming. Pathfinder 2nd Edition's tact to this problem is to use a system that's called an archetype, and this gives players different sets of tools to fill out their character concepts. See, archetypes are selections of special thematic feats that replace your class feats when you level your basic class. And every archetype begins with a dedication to represent that character's resolve to a particular theme, and then the subsequent feats of that archetype provide benefits that fit the theme more prominently. So in our core rulebook, we find that the first archetypes are going to be using the base classes for their themes, and they're tagged as multi-class archetypes. The nuance of how this archetype system works provides different results than the legacy multi-class system. Let's use an example of the fighter wizard. So should there be a difference between a fighter who learns magic versus a wizard who learns to fight? In the legacy system, the variation is generally minor, but in the archetype system, the difference is far more pronounced. See, characters' initial proficiencies defined their general character growth, while an archetype tends to apply refining features to that growth. So a fighter with a wizard dedication will be trained in simple and martial weapons as well as all armor. And then when they take their wizard dedication, they're going to gain a new skill, a few cantrips, and access to the arcane spell tradition. And this is great for that character because now they can use scrolls and wands and staffs of the arcane tradition until they get a new class feat to maybe dedicate towards getting additional spell slots or other wizard features. Now, if you compare this to a wizard who dedicates to becoming a fighter, now you see they start with access to arcane spellcasting as a wizard, and then when they take their fighter dedication, they're going to get a new skill, but their proficiency is going to be with simple and martial weapons. The wizard can now swing a mighty greatsword and then cast a magic missile, where on the other hand, the fighter can raise their shield and then fire off a wand of magic missile. Both are now essentially arcane casters and weapon wielders, but the expression of these ideas is significantly different. Now let's look at our resident spellcaster Taffy. She is a 2nd level wizard with a sorcerer dedication, and when she took that dedication, she chose a bloodline, and in her case, Fae. That determined her 2 skills she gained for training, as well as the tradition of magic that she would gain access to. And for Fae bloodlines, the magic tradition is primal, aka nature magic. So Taffy's arcane spellcasting is always going to be more powerful than her primal spells. And this is because the available spell slots for her primal spells will always be fewer and of lower levels. Now the awesome part is her new access to primal spells and wands and staffs is something that none of the other party members have access to. Because you see, when the party was level 1, they picked up a scroll of heal. Neither Deimos nor Taffy could use that scroll because the spell heal was neither an occult spell nor an arcane spell. Now, at 2nd level, because Taffy's Fae bloodline, represented by her sorcerer dedication, manifested, she can now cast that heal spell from the scroll because it belongs to the primal tradition of spells. Now, she'll never be able to scribe that scroll into her spellbook, and she won't be able to learn that spell specifically until she takes another archetype feat to gain those 1st level spells. But that scroll could be the difference between a total party wipe or a victory. Now, I believe that the legacy system and the archetype systems are both really fun ways to express character stories, and I still have a bit more to learn on these nuances in the archetype system. They're still releasing a lot of great material. But I've seen enough of it to know it's pretty cool. Now, speaking of cool, if you think we're pretty cool, please leave a rating and comment on our iTunes and Podchaser pages. Doing so really helps the maniacal IA overlords to know that our podcast is nifty and totally worth keeping us around. Please let us keep our humanity. And don't forget, we're also doing a giveaway right now too. So be sure that you follow our social media channels. Be sure to follow us on our Podbean channel. All of these shares and tags and all of that good stuff is going to allow you an additional entry into the giveaway, and we plan on doing the drawing on February 5th. So please don't wait. Enter today. I have a wonderful list of everyone's entries. I can't wait to see who wins. Now, when we left off, the party had reunited Alec with his family's signet ring and uncovered a magically created tunnel that they suspect leads back to Breach Hill. Their efforts have also boosted them to level 3. Let's see what new powers await them. Welcome back to another Dice Fall and Everyone Dies, the start of our 18th episode. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. Tell me, Sid, Taffy, how are we doing?
We're doing good.
Excellent.
Level 3.
Don't jump too far ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Stano?
We're here. We're awake. We're alive. I don't have to work tomorrow.
Yay!
Hey.
Demos?
Caffeinated, alive, full of bagel.
Most excellent. And how is Master Caslin?
Doing good. Drinking all this ass here.
They're energy drinks.
Yeah, for some context, we stepfather came over and dropped us off some energy drinks in exchange for some of the pecans that
They're
are around
called
the house.
Quick Strike.
And,
Not sponsored.
Definitely not.
No.
And apparently, blueberry Quick Strike tastes like what?
I don't know if it's legal to say what I said earlier, so I'm just gonna say ass. Blueberry ass is
Just
what
like,
it tastes like.
tastes like blueberry puffed up ass.
So if Brett is in a foul mood, we now know why. That's fine.
If he's in a crusty mood.
No.
Because to counteract that mood, I finally went over y'all's experience after we last left off, and everyone is now level 3.
We're not level 10?
No, you're not level 10. You got to kill more stuff to level 10. Y'all got to get through at least another
We don't
200
kill
pages
a
of
whole
material
lot
before you get to
stuff,
10.
To be fair, we make a lot of friends.
You get experience points for making friends.
You
I
do
know.
actually get experience points for making friends.
But you said kill a lot of stuff, and we kill things that are already dead. For the
What if
most
we make
part.
friends with the big bad in this? Do we still get those experience points?
I don't know. We'll have to see whether or not the big bad eats you. It could always kill one of you.
That feels ominous.
Yeah, it should.
We should be safe if we rub quick strike all over ourselves.
Apparently. So,
Isn't quick strike a feat you can take?
Yes.
I think it is.
yeah,
it
quick
is.
draw, actually.
No, quick draw. Yeah,
It's quick draw.
right.
Oh, whatever.
Damn it.
So that we know how everyone's new powers have manifested, let's go ahead and start with Caslin. What new things do you have as a level 3 ranger?
Well, I finagled the system a little bit and was able to grab twin. Wait, what is it? Hang on, I got it somewhere.
It's hunted strike, isn't it?
Hunted strike. Yeah,
Oh,
not
okay.
twin
Hunted
strike.
shot, yeah.
Hunted. There you go.
Yeah, hunted shot.
So
And so hunted shot allows you to make
Is that
a ranged attack twice, like your twin strike,
exactly.
but you're able to do it with your short bow now, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Excellent.
any ranged weapon that does not have a reload time.
Excellent. And how's Demos as a level 3 bard?
Doing good. I took Ward Medic to honestly be so much more at
Effective.
effective at medicine, and spiritual weapon and dispel magic.
Ooh,
For
very
spells.
nice spells.
Yes.
So the ward ability that you have there, what does that allow you to do?
Ward Medic. When you use treat disease or treat wounds, you can treat up to 2 targets. When I get up to master, I can go up to 4, and when I'm legendary, I can do up to 8 targets all at once.
So that means with a single treat wounds roll when y'all are in between resting, you can treat 2 people every 10 minutes instead of 1.
Yes.
And so instead of it taking an hour for y'all to essentially take care of the party, if you include Alec, that means you're taking care of it in just 30 minutes now.
Mhm.
What up?
Yeah.
Does that work with Battle Medic?
No.
No, did you say that?
No,
No, it's-
Battle Medic is
Its own thing.
Yeah.
its own thing, yeah.
You use it says like treat wounds, but Battle Medic is its own in rounds type of activity. And Stano,
What
what's
up?
what's new on the 3rd level fighter?
Well, now she's brave, so she gets higher will saves.
Nice.
That's
It's
good.
fantastic. And that means if she's frightened, she automatically drops down to 1 less frightened condition.
Oh, that's very
So if
good.
you make her frightened 2, she's now frightened 1. If you make her frightened 1, she ain't frightened at all. Fuck you.
See, that's really good, is considering that how frightened hits the saves, DCs, and attacks and all that good stuff.
Also, now she can train animals. She is officially trained in nature.
Very good. I have a question for that in a little bit after we know what Taffy does for level 3.
I have new spells.
Ooh, what spells do you have?
I'm not telling.
You
Okay,
need to
okay.
tell the spells, because that's part of the coolness factor as a wizard.
But one of them's a surprise and it's awesome.
They won't know it's a surprise because they don't know what your spells are.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be different if we were like publishing Taffy's spell book.
So I picked up Knock,
Excellent.
which is really nice because if nobody else passes their thievery saves, I can just go bomp bomp and open a door. I got False Life, which will allow me to get up to 10 extra temporary hit points for 8 hours,
Very
which
good.
I need. And then I got Flaming Sphere, sorry,
Very nice.
which if you guys
That makes me concerned.
if you don't know what that does, you create a sphere of flame in a square within range. The sphere must be supported by a solid surface such as the floor. The sphere deals 3d6 fire damage to each creature in the square when it first appears. Each creature must attempt a basic reflex save. On subsequent rounds, you can sustain this spell, leaving the sphere in its square or rolling it around to another square within range and dealing 3d6 fire damage. So I have the equivalent to the Temple of Doom's stone rolling ball, but fire.
Bruh.
It's like the world's deadliest yoga ball.
Right?
I don't know. You ever used a yoga ball?
Clearly, you have not.
So it's a 5-foot square,
Yep.
and everybody around it has to make the DC, or just the thing in the square?
So I believe it's what you roll up onto it with the spell, but we'll double check it if you have an opportunity to use it here this session, which you probably will.
If you don't die.
Oh, each creature in its square must attempt a basic reflex save.
Yeah, so with that wording, you roll the sphere up into someone.
Bowling for
Yeah, you're pretty much
soup.
bowling for baddies.
Bowling for baddies. I like that better.
So I have a general question. One I know the answer to for one, but I don't know the answer for the second one. I know that Luna is in Taffy's pack.
Yes.
Where have y'all been putting Greaves?
Greaves is with the goblins.
So y'all split them up. So y'all left Greaves with the goblins.
Yes, because the goblins said that they could help train her and keep her from becoming technically evil, though Stano's not super upset about that. Bloodthirsty, I think, is probably a better term.
With Greaves up with the goblins, Luna is in the pack, and then y'all have Alec with you, and then your 2 kobold friends, y'all have backup where y'all made y'all's camp in the dungeon, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So when we last left off, y'all had just discovered a passage that y'all believe was magically created somehow and appears to be making a beeline directly towards Breach Hill. Y'all had just found some of the storage goods for the Order of the Nail and a very well-made tapestry that has these little golden Order of the Nail insignias in there, as well as a few other magical goodies. And y'all have also leveled up, so y'all are in a fantastic spot. So what I need to know from y'all is, what would y'all like to do? Do y'all want to try to head back to Breach Hill, or actually deal with the cultists that the Bramble Bashers requested?
We should deal with the cultists. We're already here.
Well,
Yeah.
Taffy,
Yeah.
can you send Wimble down there and see how far he can get and just see what he sees?
Well, I can't see what he sees. I can't tap into his eyesight. But I can send him there and he can tell me.
That might be a useful thing to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I send Wimble down the hall. He's got dark vision and he can fly, so he's just gonna go skimming the top of the tunnel as far out as he can get without going too far. So maybe 5-10 minutes down and back.
Gives me time to do some healing.
Oh,
Okay.
it's time to play. What does Wimble look like today?
Oh,
Da-da-da-da-da.
he was Martin Sheen last time. Let's say, yeah. So he's gonna look like Donald Sutherland today.
Okay.
Okay. Well, he
So you're
goes
saying
down. I'm
Wimble
going to.
Sutherland is now moseying on down the hall for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So that means that with Deimos' new ability, he'll be able to treat wounds for 2 of you.
That's 16 plus 8. It makes it past 15. That-
Excellent. So that means 2 people are getting 2d8s.
Who are you picking?
You definitely.
What up?
Is anyone else down hit
I
points?
don't think I'm down any hit points. So I guess
So
himself.
it's me and you because
Oh,
I'm
wait.
down.
Does Alec have full hit points?
Alec is at full.
Oh.
Okay, and you and
And we're both at full.
okay.
Yeah, we are.
So is the 2d8 plus what?
It's just straight 2d8.
Oh right. So 9 each.
Wimble becomes flying back, and
I didn't like that screechy sound.
Yeah, that was a little creepy.
yeah.
Was that part of the track or was that
Yeah.
okay?
So do you want Wimble to explain it?
Yes.
It just keeps going.
Such a deep voice for a fae.
Wimble Sutherland, but he sounds like really grumpy Kermit the Frog.
Right.
I need a shot.
Oh, here. She
Thank you.
hands him a thimble full of vodka.
Make that a double.
Okay.
Alcoholic.
I only have one thimble, Wimble. You're gonna have to wait. Drink that one. I'll make you another.
He hits it back, puts it in your hand.
I make him another.
Hits that one back, puts it in your hand, looks at you expectantly.
Taffy, do not get him drunk.
Give him one more.
Hits it back, drains it slow, shakes the thimble a little bit.
Jesus.
You realize for a tiny creature, he has an oddly long tongue.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, he's Fae. It makes sense.
It does not.
Horrifying.
Yeah, it keeps going.
What the fuck? I don't like that voice.
If it makes you feel better, it likely changes every time his face does.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Doesn't sound like an angry Kermit the Frog.
So
I would make you speak with that voice more by asking for details and everything, but based on what she can tell, it looks like it just is a dirt hole that keeps going for a while.
Well, it's not that it's a dirt hole. It is a magically created straight tunnel. The stone is crafted through magic.
Oh,
So it's not a dirt tunnel. It is a stone tunnel that appears to be
Meant
heading
for
directly towards
permits.
Breach Hill.
So this was purposefully created.
I mean, a dirt tunnel would have been purposefully created too.
Yeah, but stone indicates that there's intended usage for a long period of time.
Thank
So
you,
either-
Taffy.
So either it's a supply route from town to the keep, which makes sense, that it was crafted back. How new does this look to you guys?
So give me an architecture lore.
Oh, hey, fancy that. I actually am an architect. Well,
22.
architecture.
Steno also has crafting.
20.
From what you can tell, this is likely a form of escape tunnel that's created, considering it is located at the edges of a basement, behind a crypt, especially one that y'all know has been guarded by undead, and you can confirm that it has definitely been magically created. The lines are too smooth for having been a stone construction where you would have had to excavate it out, laid down the stone. The angle and method of it is too deep to be constructed by standard
Perfect
hands.
90-degree angles, no variance in stone height.
Well, and there's a lot of things that you can have engineers do, but you can't have engineers do a 5-foot long tunnel that just continues forward without having to have excavated everything from the foundations of the keep all the way out to the town. That can only be done either with major earthworks or magic. And y'all likely would have noticed on the way up a giant line break in the trees, which would have made a secret passage
Pretty obvious.
Less
Yes.
secret.
far less secret.
I mean, they could have transmuted the dirt and rock that was already here into stone. That would make sense.
Yep, and that's how you can tell it was magically done.
Interesting.
But we can't tell, like, aging or anything on it. Does it look well used? Like, are there, like...
Oh, I know that. I can find that out.
Oh yeah? What skill would you use?
It's survival.
Excellent, give me a survival.
Yeah.
Steno could try crafting. Steno's crafting and I never get to use it, guys.
Damn it.
In Stano's defense, y'all have not had a huge amount of downtime yet.
That's true.
Okay, well, does an 11 tell us anything?
An 11 definitely confirms that there has been some activity, because you know that the footsteps that have been in and out through the vault that y'all were just exploring were actually leading in and out of this tunnel that was here. So you know at least one individual within relatively recent times
What
has
Taffy's
moved
trying
in
to
and out.
discern is if this was an original structure built into the keep itself, or if this was something new that the cultists might have created.
Alec might know.
Taffy turns expectantly to look at Alec.
So to answer your first question, you know that with magic, it doesn't particularly matter whether or not the original age of part of the structure is there. So with magic, that makes
Well,
the age
right.
fairly indeterminate.
Right, but to her it's going to matter if this is a new tunnel that was created for escape from the cultists, or if this was a tunnel that was created by the knights in order to, like, escape out to town or whatever.
Or it was created by the cultists to infiltrate the town.
Or that. So it speaks to the motive of whoever created the tunnel.
Well, my dear, if it was a plan by the cultists and they had this level of magic,
We're fucked.
maybe, but you would think that the undead would have, well, been
Stopped it.
supported.
True.
We did locate a corpse early on in the war room that seemed to be from those cultists, and they were taken out by a mad doll. I'm pretty sure the fights that we've had thus far would have made short work of anything less powerful than ourselves.
So the question we really need to ask now is, who in town has a reason to be transporting themselves between the Citadel and the town?
That is a valid observation, my lady.
We know one suspect is currently incarcerated.
His boss is missing, though.
I thought he might have killed her, though.
We didn't find a body, and it
That's
looks like she
true.
left in a hurry.
That's true as well. I mean,
Also, from her notes, she's not entirely stable.
that is very true. She sounded like a crazy bitch.
Taffy.
Person.
Offensive.
I'm sorry.
And on top of that, it seems as though we've cleared out the defenses directly to the town.
Before we leave, we must take care of the cultists then.
Yeah, because I don't want the cultists, like, swarming the town or anything else that might come down the tunnels, especially now that we've cleared out the undead guardians.
Gods no. Have to call in military support.
That would be embarrassing considering I want to take over this keep. And, you know, you can only do that with a show of power.
I thought it was just getting the deed.
Yeah, but being able to hold it is really what I was thinking of.
We're not redecorating it in pink and purple.
I don't want it redecorated. Okay, that's a lie.
You can have one room.
Okay. Alright, so let's go kill some cultists.
Taffy, I need you to give me a perception check.
12.
You realize that there is a little hole in your pack now. Someone has chewed their way out. While y'all were distracted clearing the vault, you believe that someone...
I would have just recently checked on her.
Right, it's been 10 minutes while you were waiting for Wimble. And I rolled really high for Luna's stealth check.
Oh no!
Stealthy, baby.
Are you serious right now?
I am serious right now.
Is Taffy gonna tell us that Luna's missing?
Of course she is. She's gonna be screaming because she's furious.
You didn't leave her with the goblins?
I've had her with me this whole time. Her head has been sticking out of the pack.
Oh.
How would she...
We don't look down near enough.
By Gorham's thumb. Let's go.
Which way do y'all want to go? Do y'all want to go through the Hall of Graves or through the ossuary?
I feel like I need to make Luna my hunted target. And track that little bitch. Female
Why
dog.
are you calling...
Female dog.
No, that's
Okay.
a female dog that's had a baby.
Kind of
Davos is
accurate.
not wrong.
Close enough.
It's awful.
It is definitely not had a chance to go through any of those biological changes that you would expect in a canid. But you can attempt to track, so give me a survival.
Did she take any of your training?
What?
When you were training her, did she take your
I
training?
don't know. Did she?
Well, when y'all last rested, y'all did not actually do your training for that day.
Oh, yeah.
I think Taffy also failed her check to train Luna initially.
18.
18?
Mhm.
You're pretty sure that because y'all have the doorway to the ossuary closed, the only way for Luna to be outside of the vault as y'all turn around, because you know Luna definitely didn't go down and follow Wimble. Looks like it made its way out through the Hall of Graves.
Let's go.
So y'all begin moving down the Hall of Graves. Everyone give me a perception check.
19.
10.
Chris, you're not terribly popular today, are you?
I do my best.
29.
29? You would've-
24.
29, 24? Y'all are about midway down the Hall of Graves, and you realize that the initial door that y'all entered into this area from is still open. And so, as you're beginning to come around the corner, you'll hear a small barking, and then a kind of a... Ow! 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 Off! That's my tail! Don't bite my tail!
Is that Pib or Zarf?
From what you can tell, it is Zarf.
Oh, crap, Zarf.
Stano's going to quickly move up to them.
So y'all going around, y'all come to the hallway that leads towards the center area, and as y'all begin entering the hall, you see Luna latched onto Zarf's tail, and he is running up and down the hall back and forth with...
Luna, Come here, I have some food.
She's like, "Arr!" She's like, "Arr, arr, arr." Zarf is like, get her off, get her off, get her off, get her off. And
Zarf, stop.
so Zarf turns around, and at this point, Pib, who has been chasing behind them the entire time trying to catch, finally catches and gets a hold of Luna. And Luna then lets go of Zarf's tail, and she's trying to like gnaw on his hands a little bit, on Pib's hands. And Pib's resolutely holding this small creature, holding this warg puppy just out as far as he can from his body, trying to keep the little thing
Have
from...
the leads that you guys bought? Oh no, they were being crafted, weren't they?
Yeah, we haven't picked him up yet.
God damn it.
She's
I'll
like,
go back to town.
here you go, Mr. Staffy. She's, feisty.
Bitey.
I take
Very bitey.
I take Luna in my hands and I offer some of the jerky that
No,
I've been carrying.
don't treat her for her bad behavior.
Smack her whittle butt first.
No.
Gently.
I would like to not lose my hand. Have you seen warg teeth even in Luna? They're huge.
Bad.
Okay, I'm gonna handle animal.
All right, give me a handle animal.
God damn.
Does anybody
That's
have crafting?
survival?
They might be able to craft some sort of harness or something.
Nature? I have
Some
rope.
Basic one with rope.
Nature?
Yes, it's nature check. Your DC is 15.
Guess what I just hit?
Was it a 15?
It was a 15.
Excellent. So you're able to calm Luna down, get her to kind of stop barking, and you see poor Zarf holding his tail on the other end, and he's just kind of like petting it, trying to soothe it on there. She's like, she's got a mean little bite.
She's a warg.
Can I do a medicine check on his tail?
You can.
Excuse me. While he's doing the medical check, can I use...
I only got to 12.
While you don't heal any HP, Zarf feels definitely better
List of them?
Aw.
having had someone look at it.
Taffy, would you like me to try and do some training for Luna?
Won't she like you better?
Not inherently.
If you train a dog well, they're going to respond to whoever works with them.
Or I could at least assist you in training her. I have experience training dogs.
Yes, please.
We should probably try to put a harness on her. Does anybody have rope? Sano, you're good with making things. Oh, I have some rope. I'm gonna hand Sano some rope so she can do some crafting to make a little harness. Make sure the dog doesn't escape again.
Should I roll for that?
So I know Taffy's trying to do something in particular before we run into the crafting thing. So what are you wanting to do?
Well, presumably this is going to take a few minutes. Did I ever get that scroll of mending?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, that's one of the scrolls y'all found?
Yeah.
I believe y'all found that upstairs.
That's a level 1 spell?
Yep.
So while Deimos is doing the medicine check and Stano is doing the harness, Taffy is going to be using magical shorthand to incorporate the scroll of mending into her book.
All right. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
I have to do a check for that?
Yes.
That's a natural 20.
That means you get it into your spellbook with no problems. So when that happens, your scroll becomes expended, but it is now one of your spells in your spellbook.
Okay.
So Deimos begins taking care of Zarf's tail, and then hands over some rope over to Stano to go ahead and do a quick harness lead. At that point, give me a quick craft check.
21.
Perfect. So you take your dagger, you get probably a good 10 foot of lead. You get a nice quick puppy harness that runs around, because going around the throat's probably a bad idea considering this is a warg and you don't.
Oh, it's a bad idea on dogs anyway.
And so you get a pretty quick harness set up there for little Luna that's there. Is there something that Brett wanted to do?
He just wanted to tell Taffy that she might want to mend that hole in her pack.
That's...
What she's up to.
Yep.
Well, Taffy is quickly writing down the scroll part there. Now, Brett, give me a perception check.
Is this in regards to tracking? Oh wait, no, we already tracked. Never mind. Okay.
Now that I've gotten incorporated, can I ready that spell?
No, you have to do that during your daily preparations.
23.
She's gonna have to have a hole in your bag for a while.
So,
Well, Stana maybe will fix it. She's got a craft.
so after about 10 minutes or so, you'll hear a
I'd like to tie the rope that.
Stato's gonna draw her sword.
as y'all each draw your weapons, you'll have about 1 round's worth of actions before something happens.
So should we roll initiative?
Is the floor stone?
Hmm?
The floor down here is stone,
Yes.
right? Is there any cover?
No, y'all are out in the center hallway.
Okay.
So to one side, you'll have, you know that there's the 3 doors, which is towards the east, where y'all held up before to camp. Then there's all the way to the west is the collapsed entrance that y'all came in. And from what you can tell, one of the northern hall's doors is likely opened.
I'm gonna draw my bow, knock an arrow,
Okay,
aim towards that direction.
Demos
Just ready the rapier.
and Stano has their sword drawn.
Yep.
Is there anything Taffy wants to do right quick?
How far away does the sound?
Sounds.
What was your perception?
Didn't roll perception.
Right. So y'all heard a door open. Y'all don't know exactly how far away the door opened.
Can I roll a perception?
Sure.
Taffy's gonna pet Luna and stare and look around for a window.
Okay.
We're in the basement.
That's
I
You
how
rolled
said
a
what I
1.
said.
That's how bad the roll was.
All right. Now everyone give me their full perception checks.
Woo. Oh, fuck me.
That's wonderful.
That's a 16.
11.
26.
All right. So Caslin,
8.
11.
I hear a Stano with an 8,
Yeah.
a Demos,
26.
and a Taffy.
16.
That dice is fired. That die is fired. Whatever.
We need
So-
to link.
Damos.
Getting real tired of this pianist. I'm gonna find him.
Oh dang! I should have done Prag.
So Damos,
Yes.
it is your action, and from what you can tell, you believe the sound is coming from one of the northern tunnels, and you think it is either the middle one or the one furthest to the west. What do you want to do?
Can I move up and try to make another perception check, see if I can see anything?
Sure.
$20 for perception.
So you move up, and then you realize that because of the crooks that are in the hallway, that you can see about 15 feet down, but because it's absolute darkness beyond your torchlight, everything beyond 15 foot is concealed. But you do hear something.
I don't like this. I'm gonna back up again.
Okay, you have 1 action left.
Just ready in action to stab.
Takes
if-
2 actions to ready.
Oh, booger. I'm going to cast shield on myself.
Excellent. Alec pulls out his sword and takes a defensive stance in front of in front of Damos as well as in front of Taffy,
Oh.
because they're the squishiest ones.
Mhm.
And then, coming out from the hall, rounding the corner, you see what appear to be 2 frog-like humanoids.
Oh my. You know, those are the fuckers that collapsed the tunnel on us.
Yes, they would be.
Yes, Taffy, thank you.
Much like the body that y'all found in the war room, this one wears a similar style of armor, and you can see on its shoulder is the claw-like sigil that you have associated with the evil god Dahak.
How far?
So y'all are about 1 action's worth of movement away. They move, each take a move, and you see that there is actually 2 of them. And as they round the corner, they see y'all. Both of them each.
We get a surprise attack.
No, because it's their part of the initiative. One already wielding his javelin, one wielding a club. There's a throaty laughter that comes out that's part croak, as well as not quite maniacal laughter, but they are all absolutely terrifying. Everyone needs to give me a will save.
9.
24.
23.
That's 27.
What's your break?
Well, bravery doesn't actually add anything to the will save.
So 9 will be a critical fail,
Oh.
which gets up to a failure because of bravery.
Yeah.
And who got above a 19? So everyone else
Thanks, guys.
who got above a 19.
Appreciate it.
All bark, no bite, it would seem.
Oh. Was
Red
19 the
kicking
DC?
her while she's down.
Stano is going to end up being frightened 1.
Haha.
Everyone else is going to be immune for the next 10 rounds.
Yay! Did I critically succeed? At 28?
Well, a success leaves you unaffected. So there's no additional...
I
So
want
is
to be
frightened
brave.
1 is frightened 1 the failure condition?
Yes.
So
Right.
she's not frightened. She always takes 1 less frightened condition.
So even though you would have been frightened by it, your experience having dealt with far more entertaining undead means that you are just somewhat startled.
A dead frog beasts?
So what up, guys? Stano's not frightened at all.
And now one of them unleashes a javelin and the other is going to charge forward with their club. And so Alec is standing in front. Who else is towards the front as well? Stano is?
Well, I guess I'm right behind Alec. Because he... Well, actually, I guess I'm right behind Deimos because he covered me in Deimos.
So one of them is going to charge up to Stano and the other is unleashing a javelin at Alec. And Stano's armor class is?
21.
Stano deftly dodges as the club swings down to the side and a crack reverberates through the hall. The javelin goes whizzing by Alec's head as he dodges out of the way, part of his greatsword taking and clattering it off to the side so that it doesn't hit either Deimos or Taffy.
Truly no one has help with those javelins down here, do they?
Must be the tight quarters, my lady. And it is now Taffy's action.
Do I have room to step in front of Alec?
You do.
Would
One
it
is
take
in
a full
melee.
action to do
There's
that?
one that's melee with Stano, but the other one just threw a javelin, so no one's in front of Alec yet.
I'm gonna cast magic missiles at the one that's in melee. I'm gonna do all 3. Can I heighten it now?
You can make it a level 2 spell if you have it prepared as a level 2.
You know what? No, I'm gonna do Ray of Frost instead. That is a 4, 5, 6, 7.
Was that a natural one?
No, it's 3. Wait. Oh no, it's my spell attack modifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 9, 10, 11, 12. Does a 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit.
Okay. Shield.
Little caster.
I didn't move. Because, yeah.
Kazlin.
I'm going to move up to... Can I move up to the one that's in melee with Deimos and get behind it and flank it?
So the one that is in melee with Stano.
Okay, Stano.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get behind it.
And so that takes you 1 action.
Okay. I'm gonna twin strike it.
Excellent. Stabby, stabby.
Rolled a natural 1. Oh, wait.
Oh no.
Here, take this.
A button?
No, keep your button.
No. It's fine.
That brings Master Caslin down to no buttons.
That's fine. What do I need a button for?
Trade it in if you're dying.
Very
I'm not
happy.
gonna die.
Thank you, Bread. You're the most wonderful one of the bunch. Hopefully you don't die first.
Okay.
Wow, that's way better.
Okay, that's gonna be a 25 on the hatchet.
Because you are flanking and it is now flat-footed, 25 is a critical.
Yes.
Nice.
That's 2d6 plus 4 then. 16.
16?
Yeah.
That was double sixes.
It is still up, but it definitely looks like you have hit it hard. And this is with your hatchet, right?
Yes.
So your hatchet digs deep into its armor, and
Okay.
it's definitely left a bloody gout.
And I'm going to swing again with the short sword at a minus
5.
4.
4.
Four.
Because it's agile.
Yeah. So,
Flat-footed. Remember.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, but so it's plus 10. I was rolled an 8, so it's 14.
14 does not hit.
God
Okay.
damn.
Your hatchet comes in, definitely catches into the armor, leaves a good. You yank it out, but you're just a little bit off as it uses the momentum to dance aside your second strike. You've got one action left.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to whip out my bow with quick draw or quick whatever, and then shoot him in the back of the head. Or try to add a minus 10.
Okay.
That's a 5.
5 definitely misses.
But not critically?
It does critically miss, but there's not an effect if you don't roll a natural 1 on a critical miss.
Okay. All right, cool.
Now, to do that, you had to drop both of your weapons. So both of your weapons are on the floor now to be able to quick draw your bow and then strike.
Does dropping the weapons count as a
So-
move, an action?
No, so dropping the weapons is a free action.
Yeah.
So you can drop both of them. Just remember that they're both on the floor. And so you can only quick draw something that's in your pack. So you're going to have to actually take an action to pick each one up
Okay.
if you need to get them back into melee.
I would imagine he could just scoop and grab both, right?
Each one has to take an interact action to pick up. And so it is now Stano's turn.
Oh, finally. So that guy's still in front of her, though, right?
He is. He appears to be almost in a full bloodied condition.
She can power attack.
All right. Unleash the power attack.
Oh!
Oh, that's 32.
That's a lot of damage.
32 criticals. And so with your +1 greatsword, not striking it, but +1. So that means you're looking at 3d12 plus your strength.
Plus my strength double, right?
Correct.
Cool. Hang on.
As we math.
24 damage.
So how do you want to do this?
I'm gonna have her come down directly on his head. Could she slice him in half? She just kind of criticaled the man.
So you, with your power attack, you see that because being on with you and Caslin on either side, the boggard begins to right itself just as you're bringing your sword down. You cleave down through the head, splitting the soft skin of its cranium, the bone obviously cracking as you begin to continue down. You can feel the sword shift to the side as it begins sliding down the vertebrae, and you begin pulling back your sword, bisecting the upper half of it, the club falling from its hand, just this gout of gore, and a weird little coming from Taffy's bag, celebrating your victory.
She'll look at Brett and be like, "Now it's not nice to say things about people when they're startled, Caslin."
And then behind you, you hear Demos.
Let's use this.
That was only 2 actions.
Oh,
You finish that up while I figure out what I'm doing then.
Where's the other one?
the other one is 1 action away at the foot or at the opening of the westernmost hall.
Okay. She is not going to completely go up to it, but she's going to kind of adjust herself to get closer.
Okay. So
All right.
you probably can get within a step if you want.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
All right, Damos, what you got boiling over there?
Am I within striking distance of the last one?
Range strike. You'd have to move up to melee.
I'll go ahead and move up. Do swat with the rapier. 20.
20 hits.
Awesome. And you make d6. 4.
What's your strength
4 points of damage.
or dex?
I don't have strength, and dex is only to actually hit.
Rogues get the ability to do to damage. It's a specific rogue ability.
Oh,
All right, you have one action
I
remaining.
forgot that. And dex fighters.
Let's try it again,
Okay,
for fun. That's a negative.
so
4?
5.
second
Five.
strike will be.
Is it an agile weapon?
Yeah, it's an
Oh,
agile.
yeah,
weapon.
so
-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that didn't work at all. So I only got 10 on that.
10 is a miss.
And I'll do shield again. And
Wait.
That's your.
oh, right, I moved up. Okay, so that's it.
Alec takes an action to move up and to get to the opposite side. So he's going to be on the western side of this creature. And he is going to see if he can have a similar effect as Stano has, running over with the power attack. But he's not quite in flanking position because he couldn't get behind it on the opposite side.
Mm.
He hits but does not critical. So his sword coming down, moving around, he's trying to swipe with his sword towards the center of the room to bring out the creature. And he deals a devastating 19 points of damage
Nice.
with the sword. His blade cutting through its midsection, nearly disemboweling it, but just not enough. So there's a gout of blood that just splashes down across the floor from him. And it is now that monster's turn. Bleeding severely, it is going to try to do something unusual.
It's gonna try to run.
Demos,
Yes.
what is your AC?
18.
You get hit by a wet, sticky tongue
Oh!
as it wraps around your throat and grabs you.
Great.
He then hauls you back with him into the hallway.
Oh. I'm getting kidnapped. Frog
Is
man.
that what's
doesn't-
happening?
Doesn't that trigger an attack of opportunity for both Stano and Alec?
The tongue, right? Tongue moves past them. That
It
counts.
is a melee attack, not a
No,
ranged
I'm
attack.
talking about him pulling Deimos out of melee.
So, Alec is right there, and he's got half cover from Alec because of the nature of the doorway. And Damos was right there, just in front of the boggard.
What?
And so he's using a melee tongue strike, because this is the one that was further back.
Right, but I thought.
But
we were
it's
in a
trying
hallway.
to move.
Correct. So the only one who has a chance at doing that is Alec, right there.
Oh, I see.
So he is dragging Damos back into the 5-foot wide corridor that's there.
I appreciate you guys trying to defend me against Chris's frogman, but I am being
He's
drunk.
giving you tongue, Jules.
This isn't the person I wanted tongue from.
And so Alec would get an attack of opportunity from this.
But he missed, didn't he?
Alec just rolled a natural 20.
Oh!
Thank you.
So go ahead and get me a critical card on Alec's attack of opportunity.
Damn it, Alec! Always steal kill.
Is it red or gray?
It is red. And it would be melee slashing.
Taffy swoon?
Muscle wound. Critical effect. The target is enfeebled 2 until healed.
So as it is trying to pull Damos back, Damos is wrapped around the throat by the tongue. Alec takes a last-ditch effort swing to prevent Damos from being pulled back out of everyone's reach to be able to assist. And you see him cuts through the tongue and through the arms.
Oh.
And there, Deimos, you're just get this gout of blood, arterial blood from the arm and from the tongue all over as the shock of 13 points of damage go into the boggart, bringing him down and felling him.
Nice. Good job, team.
Taffy's gonna search the nearest body to her.
Deimos is like trying to shake off the blood and get this tongue off his body. It's like, oh, gross.
Do they have tails?
They do not have tails.
Kazalin.
They're frogs.
What's their tails?
Tadpoles have tails.
Well,
Frogs have little frog
You know-
nuts.
frog legs.
Kazalin.
Oh, I love frog legs. He's gonna chop.
I was about to make that joke.
Oh no!
Wait, did you say they're undead?
No, they are very much alive.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, now they're not.
They were very much alive.
Okay, well, he's definitely gonna do that because it's delicious.
Time out.
Gnarly.
Are these humanoid frog people?
Oh yeah, they're medium-sized humanoid frog people.
You'll have to make sure to steam them thoroughly.
You might want to just cut off the thighs.
Use a lot of butter.
Because there's going to be
It's-
bone.
Taffy's not having any of that meat. That is too much like cannibalism for her.
So as you check them out, they each have a serviceable set of studded leather armor. Each of them are carrying clubs, and there's 6 javelins between the 2 of them.
Chatty Waddy.
No gold or anything.
Not that you can find. And each of the studded leather armors bear the mark of Dahak.
Is there a god called
H-A-K?
Falcon?
D-A-H-A-K.
Yes.
There could be one named Dapon.
Hmm?
You hawk something. You pawn it.
Ow.
So Brett is going to be gathering resources.
6 javelins.
That's a good way to put it. Yes, that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Give me your survival check.
How long does that take, do you think?
Depends on how well he rolls.
24.
It doesn't take a long period of time.
Do I have time to write another spell in my spellbook?
Not with the way Kazalin does this. Because he takes his hatchet and at the pelvic area lops off each of the creature's legs. And you realize that this is probably a solid 20-pound leg on each side that's there. And so, how many legs do you wish to harvest of the 4?
Just 2.
So you pick the 2 juiciest ones, and
Is Kazalin a thigh man?
I would like to describe how he has these set up.
Oh no.
Okay, he's going to makeshift like a kind of a weird harness thing, and they're gonna be hanging from his back, right? So he's got these legs with the feet flopping around as he's walking around.
Are they frog
Okay.
like frog-shaped legs?
they are frog-shaped legs,
Okay.
webbed toes.
That's less weird to Taffy then.
Than,
Because
like,
if
these
they look
weird
like
human
humanoids-
legs.
Let's show the
Ew,
picture to everyone
okay.
here.
Okay, so a lot less weird to Taffy because they don't look like actual people. They look like frog people.
Yeah.
Still
frog legs.
kind of weird, but not like she's still not gonna eat it. But
I detest frogs and toads.
So
That's
you,
friggin' weird, dude.
When you've been in prison for 10 years, you'll eat anything.
That's not what I'm saying. I've eaten frog's legs several times. I
Fred.
detest frogs and toads themselves.
why were you in prison?
It's a long story.
I mean, we've got
We certainly
time.
have time.
Master Caslin, can we have the other bits?
Of course. Take him.
Thank you.
Can you cut some off for my 4-legged friend here?
Give a few chunks.
Do you want innards or muscle meat?
Let's give her muscle meat.
Sure.
A lot of iron in those innards.
They really do have the best taste.
I'll write some innards too, but
Ah.
The liver's really the best part. We'll go ahead and get you that one.
thanks.
I mean, there's 2, so we'll go ahead and split the other one. This other one here, he's really big. I wonder if we can do something with the armor. We can totally do something with the armor. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
and so for everything that's left, your 2 kobold friends begin splitting up and separating things out. They bring over a fresh piece of liver for Luna.
Which I feed to Luna.
Oh, Stano's gonna take the javelins and give them to Alec, since he's the only one trained in them.
And he
Technically,
keeps
you're trained as
hurling
well.
them
Yeah.
in dumb places.
Marshall, right?
She's not really a ranged person.
You can use them as a polearm, right?
She's got
no,
one of
you
those.
can't use them as a polearm.
You can't.
Also, she still has a spear. BT dubs, guys.
Thank you, my lady. I will endeavor to.
Attempt to not decapitate us with them.
I was going to say strike true, but yes, along those lines. Did we really have to bisect the creatures?
It's good meat, man.
They need to eat.
But we gave them rations?
It's fresh.
Never seek to understand the logic of small creatures.
Waste not, want not.
I don't know.
Or
There's an
Caslin.
amount of seasoning in the world that would make that taste good. Caslin.
You're not wrong.
Did Luna eat the liver?
Oh, she nommed it up. She sniffed it for a moment, and then it was maybe the first or second time her jaw full unhinged and snapped that
I
sucker
mean,
down.
some Assyriani salt, some chive butter, and some proper steaming.
No, it's still gross.
None of you have eaten an Agorian.
Does that mean if you put salt on it, they're going to twitch again?
Possibly.
Oh,
That's so unusual.
gnarly.
Demos, aren't you from Andoran?
Yes, but I'm not.
Don't
eating...
you eat squid there?
What? Salt?
Squid's delicious.
Put a squid on a grill. What does it do?
Curls up. That's far different than a weird frog human.
I wouldn't say they're human.
They have the size of humans.
So, the hole
Although
here
they are
is
intelligent. That's kind of
covered in blood. It is definitely covered in bodily viscera now. But your kobold's larder is quite full now if they had a cold place to keep everything. And y'all believe that there's likely a open door further up this hallway.
Is there a box in the war room?
There are serviceable boxes, yes.
Could Taffy use Ray of Frost on a box and technically make it cold storage?
It would have to be a bit of a continuous use, but
I mean, it would hold for a little bit, right?
probably 5 or 10 minutes of casting.
Not long enough.
Now, if we filled the box with water and then cast Ray of Frost on that, then it would freeze the water and then it'd be like an ice box.
Or we could freeze the individual bits and then freeze the box.
I think doing the ice block and then chunking it up with like a sword or something would probably work better, because then you can pack it in ice and that'll last a lot longer.
So y'all see Zarf's eyes kind of cross as he's thinking a little bit.
But if you freeze it, it's not going to mature to its proper flavor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever, guys.
Zarf, I
Enjoy
think
it.
what you're referring to is spoilage.
Tomato.
How
Well,
powerful
as Master
are
Caslin said,
kobold stomachs?
well, waste not, want not, right?
Oh, we're gonna have to treat you to real good food once we finish cleaning this place out.
The alternative is if we salt the meat, it'll remain that way.
I don't think they'll eat it if we salt it.
You don't know that.
They'll
We
probably-
do love the goblin pickles when they shared them.
It's wonderful.
Very tangy.
You have salt. I have no salt.
Not on hand, no.
Me either.
We'll bring you salt later.
It's like a salt pork.
We could make it into jerky.
Not enough sun down here.
You don't need sun, just fire and smoke.
No
Anyway,
ventilation.
I'm gonna just down the hall.
Okay, no.
The bloody hole.
The bloody hall. Lifting my robes, cursing it, all the viscera.
So you begin moving down this 30-foot long hallway, and you come to an open door.
I stop before entering and wait for everybody else.
The rest of us decide to go to the war room. No.
So as you look into this, you see a broken bed frame, splintered drawers, and a smashed desk that mark this chamber as a long abandoned bedroom. You see what appear to be greasy tents and moldy piles of cloth
Oh.
that reveal that someone has been recently squatting in this room.
It's a room of our newest friends that we haven't met yet, apparently.
3 tents, but there were only 2 of them.
No, I don't mean the current new friends.
Yeah, there were only 2 cultists that attack us.
Right, but
I was making a joke that we're going to make friends with whoever's in there, guys.
Do you wish to enter the room?
not until everybody else is.
Stano's up there. She's gonna enter.
Taffy will follow Stano, but at like 5-10 feet behind.
I'll move in behind Tabby.
Taffy has learned her lesson.
Has she?
Yeah, she didn't go into the room without you guys.
Yeah, but if you put like an occult book on a table, she's gonna run for it.
It's true.
There's no
Alright.
accounting for taste.
Do you all want to
this
search
case.
the room?
Yeah, can I use survival to see if I can figure out what's been sleeping here?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, Stano will search the room.
Give me perception checks and in Brett's case, a survival.
28.
I'm gonna go over to the desk and look at it.
Okay.
16.
And see if there's anything in drawers or anything.
What are you looking at?
In a
I don't see
drawer.
shit.
Just open a drawer
25.
and stand there staring at it.
So, to
I look for more
Brett's
windows.
initial question, you can tell that it's likely from the dampness and the mucus that's here that likely these two frog creatures were the ones who were utilizing this room primarily. You can also tell some habitation of likely some goblins, but much older in comparison. And as you're checking the room, you find that there are 2 pouches. One of them has 19 silver pieces in it, and these are very dirty purses.
Ew.
The second one also has 19 silver pieces, but has an onyx figurine of a dog.
Oh.
Interesting.
And as Taffy's checking out the desk, and what was Taffy's roll?
8.
8. Not finding anything along those lines.
Well, Stano rolled a 26 for the whole room.
Yes. And so y'all know that in this room there's the door which you entered into, and there appears to be a second door that runs off towards the east.
But there's nothing else in this room?
Unless you really, really, really want to check and see what those tents are made of.
What they're made of or what's in them?
Well, you already got what's in them.
Then there's nothing in the desk?
No, the desk is smashed.
Okay. Let's move to the east.
I want to know what those tents are made of now.
I got it.
You want to check?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me a survival on what those tents are made of. Or a craft would work.
I don't have crafting.
Oh, please, God, not people flesh.
Did not get it. Mm-mm.
18 crafting.
It is made of an unusual leather.
Aww.
I knew it.
What kind of leather, Chris?
From what you can tell, elvish?
I
Oh!
knew it.
When she realizes it, she's gonna like yank her hand back. And, oh my god!
Taffy's gonna set them on fire.
Are you sure she's not going to try to make a cape out of it?
No. She's gonna produce flame.
Taffy, no. You'll set fire to the whole damn building.
It's all stone.
Yes, and there's also a lot of exposed wood. There's no ventilation down here.
You're right.
We'll just leave them for now, and when we're cleaning everything out formally, we'll yank it out and burn it.
Gross.
That is disgusting.
I'm gonna go over to the other door and wait for someone to open it for me.
Because your
Okay.
delicate
Okay, I'm
gnome
coming.
fingers can't handle it.
I could, but I have, as I said, learned my lesson.
Okay, I go over the door. I got a 20.
It does not appear to be locked and does not appear to be trapped.
Okay.
Okay. It's all safe.
I'll open the door.
You see that you have a small 5-foot hallway, and you see another door.
Jesus, but the door's here.
Just one door?
Okay, let's check
Yep.
the door. 9.
Oof.
You do not believe it is locked, and you know for sure it's not trapped.
With a 9.
You know for sure. Like, there is beyond a shadow of a doubt that this door is not trapped.
I have a feeling it's still trapped.
Welcome to Crimsonwood Furs. How can I... Ah, Mistress Den.
Howdy, Winnie.
Winthrop, madam. Your order's been completed. It was surprisingly challenging to tastefully capture the male gaze and keep the uniforms functional.
Oh, thank you bunches, Winnie. It's hard getting new folks into the pickled ear these days. I love my regulars, but they start as many fights as they bring in coin.
I'm hoping if they keep their eyes on my girls, then they won't be needing to place hands on each other.
Yes, business has been sullen since the fire. But those new adventurers are interesting. I already have commissions from them, and I finally get to stretch my skills.
That right, Winnie.
Winthrop, madam.
Well, tell them next time they come down to head on over to the Pickled Ear when they pick up their order. I don't want that tot over the Wizard's Grace to be stealing all their business.
Yes, I will put in a word about your establishment. Now, did you bring it?
Roxy don't let you down, Winnie. 2 jars of my best pickled pig's ears with them special spices from Caterpish. They should be nice and spicy. Now don't you eat them all in one sitting like last time. Half the town heard about your puffy lips from little old pointy-eared Carol. He kept saying your lips look like caterpillar ready to turn.
Yes. You can be sure I will use more discretion this time. Thank you, Mistress Denton.
Oh, you bet you, Winnie. Oh, mine's in here too, right?
Yes, Mistress Denton. I wouldn't leave it out.
You didn't make it too much more revealing, did you? I see how your eyes go looking.
Mistress Den, I observe everyone who comes through that door. It's part of my duty to fashion.
Winnie, you tell yourself that. Next time you want to observe, come on down to the Pickled Ear. Maybe you can reach your hands into a special jar.
Mistress Den!
Oh, Winnie, you're delightful. See you round, honey.
That's Winthrop, Roxy. What are you looking at? Get back to work. These skirts won't hang themselves.